Okay, so today I'm going to be reviewing a professional development session that I actually led at Red Camp over the summer. The title of it is Unlocking Google, the Whole Kit and Caboodle. I definitely recommend checking out this link right here at the bottom of the page, tinyurl.com/unlocking Google. That will actually allow you to create a copy of this entire slideshow, and then all the links that I've embedded will become available to you as well. I know that your time is precious. I know as a teacher, there's a billion different things that we are asked to do. So I'm going to go through this pretty quickly. Again, I definitely recommend going to this link, making a copy of this slideshow. That way you can review this at your own time. As always, please give me a shout out to my classroom, Twitter and Instagram at Learning with Coach Pritchett. All right, go ahead and go with it. Today, we're basically going to review some Google products and explore examples. We're going to skip over the group, scoop, and loop. Again, that was more of an in-person session. Talk about some of the less common Google products as well. Going to give you an opportunity to create a Google program on your own using one of their products, but you can do that on your own time, and then give you an opportunity to comment and add suggestions towards the end. So let's go ahead and jump into Google products. The first is Google Sheets. You're probably very familiar with this program already. Here are just some examples of how I've used it in my classroom. Grade books, fundraiser forms, attendance rosters. I use Google Sheets pretty much every day. Some great things about Google Sheets is absolutely free. It's very convenient and it saves automatically, unlike Microsoft Excel or something else. It's web-based, so you can access it from any computer or device as long as you have internet access. And again, I use this every single day in my classroom for attendance. I use it for my personal grade book that I then import to iNow, which is very helpful in case something happens or goes down. I always have a backup on my grade book. For different fundraisers I might do, I track the students' amounts of money they're bringing in, store lots of data, and then, of course, any kind of information as well. So Google Sheets is very helpful. Again, I'm sure you're already using Google Sheets already. Google Slides, again, another very popular, common program. Here's just an example of one slideshow that I use in my classroom. I use Google Slides at least once a week. Very helpful, very informative information. It's very engaging with the students. It allows them to collaborate as well. I'll do different activities where we will divide up the slideshow between the students, where they're in groups or in pairs, and they're all working on one slideshow, maybe on different slides at one time. I really love the add-ons as well that Google Slides allows you to do. Pear Deck, which is one of my favorite add-ons. I've been using it this year. It's a great way to engage the students. It's very similar to Nearpod, but it is an add-on. You can take your Google slideshow that you already made, go ahead and install the add-on for Pear Deck, and then you can add in quizzes along the way or different formative assessments as you're going through your slideshow. It's a great way to break up the monotony of slide after slide after slide. Another one's called Unsplash. There's several different add-ons you can check out that are very popular. Again, use it for distributing information toward the beginning of any unit when I just need to have a very instructional heavy day. Google Slides is a great way to get that information to the students, put that on Classroom, and allow them to go back and look at it later. Formative assessments. We do a lot of presentations and projects in my classroom, so allowing students to make a Google slideshow and present that way is awesome. And even just doing something, picture collage. We're going to do a presentation in my class where they can only use pictures, therefore forcing the students to prepare ahead of time with note cards and information they want to say, basically requiring them to not read from the slides, which is a faux pas, obviously, of presentations. All right, Google Forms. Google Forms is, again, one of my favorite Google products. Probably say that about all of them, but especially Google Forms. Very versatile. I actually use Google Forms for a ton of different things. I use it for open house information gathering at the very beginning of school. I actually use it for quizzes and tests in my classroom as well. It's really, really great because you can customize the form the way that you want it to be, changing colors, layouts, different things. It has a very simple interface. It's very easy to pick up, doesn't take a lot to master, and it actually stores your feedback. You're probably familiar with this already, but you can create a Google Sheet off of the information you receive from your Google form, and it stores that information for you automatically. Again, I use it for quizzes and tests. You actually can now use their new locked mode, which is like a lockdown browser. As long as the students are using a Chromebook, you can actually lock down the browser where they can only stay on the Google form and not navigate off of it. Use it for surveys a lot. I do like a mid-year and end-of-the-year survey in my class to know how I can continue to get better as a teacher for my students. Event registrations, data collection, lots of great uses for Google Forms. All right, Google Sites. This may be one that you're not as familiar with. Basically, it's Google's version of websites. Here's one that's an example of a PTA or PTO website for a school system. What can you use Google Sites for in the classroom? You can use it for a lot of different things, planning meetings and activities with students or with parents, sharing information, just another method to get that out there, staying connected with students. One way that we're using it in my classroom is making an electronic portfolio. So for every standard that we cover in my class, the students create a new tab on their Google site, and then they update it with different assignments that we've completed, showing they've already mastered that standard. So this is just an electronic version of maybe a portfolio you might have done before in like a three-ring binder or something similar. But now this is all electronic. Again, it's very user-friendly for any novice people who are not really used to creating websites. Don't have to download any software, and it allows you to edit it very easily. So I definitely recommend making a Google site maybe for your own classroom or somehow implementing this into your instruction. YouTube. So a lot of people don't know that YouTube is actually a Google product. Google purchased YouTube several years ago, and it's a great way to get information to students in a very engaging way that's also very easy as well. So it's versatile. You can use YouTube for a lot of different things. There are tons of resources out there, of course, on YouTube that you can already find. Anytime I start a new unit, I'm looking for new resources, new videos that I can add to my collection to help engage the students with more information. I make a ton of tutorial videos similar to what I'm doing right now through Screencastify or a different program, and I'll upload those to YouTube so they're there for me to use year after year. Great ideas. Making presentation methods is another way. So if a student, instead of having to get up in front of the classroom every single time you do a presentation, allow them to do some type of video. And then making examples for assignments. I teach 6 back-to-back classes, first through 6th period. It can get routine and monotonous. And so being able to do a tutorial video, put it on YouTube, and then have the students watch that video so they know how to complete the assignment and show them an example really helps me and saves my voice. Of course, Google Classroom. I think everyone's really familiar with Google Classroom. Hopefully you're already using it as well. Great communication tool. Great for distance learning, and the integration is very simple. I use this for bell ringers. I use it for assignments. I use it to organize my activities using the different tabs that are available in there as well. And you can even grade assignments, which is a newer feature in Classroom also. Again, I use Google Classroom every single day. I'm very thankful that we have that program to use in our schools. Okay, so this would be where I give you time to talk about this with your partners and whoever, if it was an in-person PD, but since it's not, we're going to skip ahead to some less common Google products. I'm talking about Google Meet, Google Keep, and Google Tour Creator. Google Meet. This is a newer product by Google, allows you to be able to do conference-style meetings via the internet. You can use this for some really great examples would be guest speakers in the class. I know it's very difficult sometimes for community members to get to our classrooms, so allowing us to be able to meet with them distance-wise and have a guest speaker talk on a specific subject is great. Doing class exchanges. I know some classes, some schools will link up with other schools in different states or maybe even different countries and do interviews and meetings like that, and maybe even doing mock interviews. So as society continues to evolve and technology continues to grow, mock interviews or job interviews via the internet are more popular. So being able to practice with students doing mock interviews online are really great examples too. Google Keep. I love Google Keep. It is a great program. I literally use this for my professional life. I use it for my personal life. I use this, again, every single day. You've heard me say that a lot already. I keep my notes in Google Keep, any reminders, any lists, grocery list. My wife and I have our grocery list linked together, and it's a checkbox list. So as we go throughout the day, if I think of something, I add it there. She thinks of something, she adds it. And then as we go and buy things, it takes it off of there for us. It's really great. This is a wonderful product to use on your cell phone. It's super user-friendly, super helpful. And just like I said, you can link this up with other Google accounts so that way you and someone else can be on the same list together. All right, Google Tour Creator. I'm going to spend a little bit of time on this one. So Tour Creator is a really cool and newer product by Google. It basically allows you to create virtual tours online. So you can do tours from your classroom of different sites and events. Maybe you can't actually physically take the students to see something on an actual field trip. You could still do a classroom tour this way. Research different destinations is super interactive, probably the most of anyone that we've seen so far already. I love it because it allows you to really get immersed into whatever you're studying. It gives the students a voice to be able to look up things on their own and find out really interesting facts and details about whatever you may be studying. I can see this being implemented in history class, in science, and so many different areas already. You can check out historical places, maybe allow the students to create some type of fictional story. In science, maybe investigate land features or even highlight a city that you might be reading about in English class, maybe a particular city or state or country from some book or text you might be reading about. There's a lot of different implementations you can use this program for. Here's an example of one that I've created. Again, if you go to tinyurl.com/unlocking Google and create your own copy of these slideshows, you'll then be able to click on the link here at the bottom of the page and be able to see my tour that I've set up for you. I basically made a tour of Phoenix City schools. So again, you can go to click here once you make a copy of these and check out the tour for yourself. I would do this if we were in person, have you take some time to start your own project so you can kind of work your way through it. The best way to learn is by doing it hands-on. Since we don't have the opportunity now, I just allow you to do this on your own. But if you go through these slides, it basically tells you how to create your own tour. I think it's definitely beneficial for you to do it first, so that way you can then help your students with it when you implement this in your own classroom. It's definitely user-friendly. It's got a ton of technology involved with it, maps and pictures and videos and different things. It's really cool, and it's really not too much to master if you just play around with it for just a little while. Again, you can go through these slides on your own once you make a copy of this slideshow, and then take your time with it and look over these as you need. I would definitely recommend clicking on this link after you make a copy of this slideshow for some more tips and tricks and how to implement Google products in your own classroom. This is a link to an article with some more advice on how to do that. Lastly, if you will take a minute to click on this link once you download these slides and fill out the survey, just so I can know what was helpful, what maybe could be improved upon, so that way I can continue to get better as a presenter, as leading someone who leads PDs, and also what I can know how you're going to implement Google products in your own classroom, or how you may already be doing that right now. Last slide. I went to this conference this summer called ISTE, International Society for Technology and Education. It was in Philadelphia. It was probably the largest educational conference I've ever been to. It was fantastic. I brought home a ton of information, a lot of things I've included into this slideshow already. And this was just one of their reminder emails that I got that allows us to get little bits and pieces. They call them summer bites from different informational sessions that were there this summer. So this is open to anyone. So again, if you want to click on this link, once you download the slideshow, you can also get stay informed with different technology tips that are coming along the way. So hope this was helpful. Again, please give me your feedback so I can know what I did well and what I can improve upon. Hope this helps you continue to do well as a teacher in your own classroom.